Sorry it's been a minute. I was moving. It took me a while to get to your reading. I'm here now, and we're doing it. Let me get comfortable. Try to stay as modest as possible. So, let's see who you are, what your energy is like, what messages you need. Tonight is the full moon in Taurus, so let's see how that is going to affect you, right? We're 2 days before, or 3 days before Halloween. So, that full moon energy, man, it is something else. So, let's see. Who are you, and what message do you need today? The sign of Ophiuchus is kind of Nordic, right? Like, I mean, it's got like a Nordic ring to it, like very Viking. Because like that symbol of the snake eating itself, that's Ragnarok, right? It's pretty dope. I'm feeling hella Viking energy as I'm like starting this reading. Whether you have an interest in it or perhaps it's in your bloodline, I don't know, but it came to me just now. Alright, we have loosen your grip, density, coping mechanisms, addiction, let God in. Let's meditate on that for a second. So, if there is like you're dealing with addiction, or you have somebody in your life who's dealing with addiction, that can be hard. If you're dealing with somebody who's dealing with addiction, maybe you're being called to like loosen your grip on that, like loosen your attachment to that. You can't take addiction personally especially when somebody else is going through it, because trying to like overcome addiction, like that withdrawal, it feels like your soul is on fire and you can't put it out, right? And the only thing that's gonna put it out is that thing, right? Whatever it is, if it's gambling, shopping addiction, caffeine, nicotine, heavy drugs, alcohol, whatever it is, that has that similar kind of hold on our psyche, right? And obviously, I'm not free of my own addiction, so I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. I do get the feeling that you could have somebody in your life that's dealing with that, and the reason I do is because the next card out was the weight of the world. This is about your own personal boundaries, letting it go, and knowing what burdens are yours to carry, and if this is somebody else's issue or something that somebody else is going through, that's not your burden, and it's not your responsibility to carry them through that, right? And I know that's hard to hear, especially if it's somebody that you love going through addiction, and if it's you yourself who's trying to like break bad habits, and could even be eating, or whatever the case. This energy of releasing it requires a lot of forgiveness too, right? It requires a lot of gentleness, for yourself, for others. It's not like people go into these things with the mindset of, I'm going to ruin my life and everyone's around me, it's like, that's not the mindset. It's usually like to fill a void, to like put a band-aid on the wound, right? This festering wound. And sometimes we put these band-aids on and shit gets infected under the band-aid, and we can cover it up as much as we want, right? But like until we get to the source of it, like it's not, the wound itself is not going to heal, right? Like sometimes it needs an Epsom salt soak or like like soak it in some Himalayan pink salt. Sometimes it requires a bit more. Sometimes it requires like antibiotics or whatever, like treatment. um, However, I don't feel like there's a lot of animosity in this. I feel like there's just this energy of needing to let go of habits or needing to let go of carrying the burden of other people's habits. Like it's not your burden to carry. If they're going through a thing, you gotta let them go through it. And I know that's like the hardest shit, especially if you love them, you care for them, you want the best for them. They have to experience life on their own terms, and if they are breaking a boundary with that, right? If you tell them like, if you continue doing whatever it is that you're doing, then I can't be a part of your life. You have to honor that too, right? Because it's not fair to you to entertain things that are out of alignment with yourself, right? Or things that pull you out of balance. So let's see. So we have the High Priestess in reverse. We have the Six of Cups in reverse. Right off the bat with those two energies, High Priestess represents doubts, insecurities, fears, like kind of like a hyper fixation on like obstacles or things that are actually in the way versus like focusing on the outcomes you desire, right? And when we focus on obstacles, and we manifest more obstacles. When we focus on success, we manifest success, right? If we focus on solutions, we manifest solutions. With the Six of Cups in reverse, with the High Priestess energy, very Pisces energy, I would say that there's an energy that you need to let go of doing things the way that they once were done, right? The Six of Cups in reverse, Six of Cups is all about past energy and like the way that things have been done in the past, and it's kind of like with that in reverse, it's telling you that like there's a new way to like do something, or like a new outlook to have on something here, because like the way that things were done before is not going to help get you to the outcome you desire, right? It's like now you need new ways of doing things to get to where you want to be. We have Awakening in reverse. The Muse of Cups. Right? Muse of Cups is Oh, we see it's the twins with water pouring out of their heart chakras, right? Um, if you are like in a twin flame connection, you could be the last one to awaken to it, right? You could be the divine masculine in that situation. But also there's like it's almost like a willfulness to like not entertain those ideas or that mindset. With the Five of Cups in reverse, it's like you won't get disappointed if you have no expectations, right? With the Seven of Wands showing up, I see you kind of looking at different ways of going about something, different doors of opportunity opening up for you as well. I see a new path, right? You're carving out a new path for yourself. And this new path could be going against the grain of even what you feel is your spiritual path, I guess is the best way to put it. It's like, it's the ultimate stubbornness, if you will. It's like, yeah, I know. Oh, sorry, I almost sneezed. But it's like, yeah, I know how I'm expected to go about things, right? However, I'm gonna find another way. You know, that's kind of the energy I'm seeing with that. What's your advice? Five of Wands in reverse with the Two of Swords in reverse. Your advice I'm seeing so far is like, in order to break out of your conflicted energy, you have to like put the swords down, right? Like, stop being so guarded. Like, be open to inspiration. Be open to divine inspiration, if you will. Be open to the possibilities of things actually turning out in your favor, rather than being so like dead set on like, oh well, this is the way it happened in the past, so this must be the way it's gonna happen in the future. You know, it's like it's saying to open your mind, right, and be open to receive as well. And this could be in regards to a new direction. It could be in regards to a new job or abundance of some sort. You know, it's like being in receptive energy, being willing to receive your downloads from the divine, and rather than shutting it out and rather than shutting it down, it's telling you you need to be open right now. The Chariot, Cancer energy, yeah, perhaps open to moving. You know, that can be difficult if you've found a comfort zone, right? You're like, it might not be the happiest place, but it's comfortable. It's what I know. It's safe here. But your advice here is to like quit being so safe about life, right? In that regard, you know, like, stop letting your mind master you, and like start mastering your mind, start mastering your outcomes. This is all about like, I mean, she's pulling the horses aren't pulling her, right? And it's like, I'm just seeing that there's a heavy energy that you need to like be willing to push forward. We have the Strength card, Leo energy. It's going to require a lot of strength and courage, right? Bravery to like take that leap of faith out of your comfort zone, do something that you haven't done before. And And I see that that's really what you're guided to do. But you've lacked openness towards that too. Almost like with the Six of Cups in reverse, it's like because things turned out a certain way in the past, it's like that's all you think about. Like, oh, well, that's how it happened before, so it's got to be that way now. And it's just not, like, just like when we have retrogrades, planets don't actually go backwards. They only appear to go backwards, right? And we don't actually go backwards. And I feel like you're being called to make a forward movement that will result in an outcome that is unlike what you've experienced before, right? Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. Heavy Leo energy. We could have a cross watcher. Haha. You've been called out. No, just like. But we do have heavy energy of Leo. We've got the Sun and Strength card, which are both Leo cards. The Sun card also is the best card in the whole deck, right? Just like Leo's arguably one of the best signs in the whole zodiac. With the Sun card, though, it represents like spirit helping you over a wall. It's about illumination. It's about finding your abundance. It's about that interconnectedness. Like if you see, like, this sun has so many dimensions in it, right? It's almost like looking at it through the lens of being on psychedelics, and seeing like its depths. And connecting with that solar plexus energy, because her solar plexus is ignited, right? And so is her crown chakra, just illuminated as fuck. And I feel like maybe taking some time to meditate, to have like deep internal discussions with yourself, with your higher spirit, or your higher, your gods, right? Like, your higher power, that's the word, I'm like, your gods. It's definitely like, I'm feeling that call, like, you need to connect with that sun energy. I do worship the sun, so, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel that connectedness coming through in this imagery. We have the Hermit in reverse, right? And that's about breaking out of your comfort zone as well. It's about, like, walking into the unknown. It's like you've had enough time to be conflicted about whatever. It's time to be like a person of action. If you have ambitions, or if you desire different outcomes in your life, if you want life to be different, you ultimately have to change everything, right? Yeah, we have the Muse of Pentacles showing up, right? This is all about spirit leading you to your abundance. All these flowers, right, represents abundance in tarot. And you're being led into like the land of milk and honey, if you will, right? You're being led to your best case scenario. It requires you to do something scary, right? And go into the unknown and explore a part of reality that you have not participated in yet. Six of Swords in reverse. Let's clarify that. With the Six of Swords in reverse, it's like, no, you're not running away from anything, right? In fact, you're just closing something out, right? With this Ten of Swords, it's like you're closing out that feeling of defeat. You're closing out that feeling of complacency. The Queen of Wands in reverse. You could be leaving like a relationship even. If you built like comfort in that. Queen of Wands and the upright is very positive, right? It's all about honest communication. It's about being very attractive. It's about being very peaceful, inspiring others. With that in reverse, it's the opposite. Okay, like it's like a drama queen in reverse. So let's clarify that. And with the Ten of Swords, it's like you could be closing out a cycle with that energy. Page of Wands. I feel a conversation to be had with the Page of Wands. Pages are messengers. Wands is honest communication, right? So there's this energy that either you or somebody is or somebody else wants to have a conversation, wants to like open up, like here's the truth, here's what went down, da 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 da. It's like wanting to open up and communicate something on honest terms. So with the Muse of Swords, I do see an expectation that there could be arguments, or that it could be defensive, or you could get defensive, or it's almost like this concern of conflict, right? Don't be afraid of conflict. Sometimes, like, the best way through the best way to remove an obstacle is to go through the obstacle, right? If conflict is the obstacle, then confront it, right? Confront it. The worst case scenario is that like you get the answer that you're looking for. Queen of Swords in reverse, I do feel that it might not turn out like you think it will. In regards to conflict, because the Queen of Swords in the upright is like bringing that conflict, right? And that in the reverse is like I'm not seeing that conflict there. I'm seeing somebody who's like open and listening and just taking it in, right? Page of Swords. But somebody wants to fight here. It's like somebody doesn't want to fight with the Queen of Swords in reverse, and somebody does with the Page of Swords. Somebody wants to show up and be like, here's what I think, da 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 da. Right? Somebody wants to fight about this. Somebody wants to have a problem. We have the Nine of Pentacles. This is the energy of being very like self-sufficient. Like you don't need like codependency. You don't need other people like trying to hold you back, right? Or perhaps there's a communication that you know that as soon as you have it, you're introducing it's like when you bring your honesty with the Page of Wands, it's like they're going to bring their sword, and that's the energy that I'm feeling, or vice versa, right? Like, they might bring their honesty, and you might be like, what, motherfucker? You know, like, what did you just say to me? So, yeah, I definitely see, like, And with the Muse of Swords, somebody will be inspired to conflict here, like, in some sort of way. Some sort of argument. With the Hierophant in reverse Taurus energy, it's like, this energy of the Page of Swords is somebody who refuses to learn and grow, or somebody who's not really that in tune with like their like spiritual shit. Like they're not very spiritually inclined. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse, and that's why like this communication has been avoided or is avoided. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. That's been the struggle between like leaving the old cycle and entering into the new. Then we have Page of Cups, very opposite of the Page of Swords, right? Then we have somebody trying to come in with some love offer. You got a lot of pages here. You've got a hater, you've got a lover, and you've got you. Which wolf are you gonna feed? And if you're a fire sign, this could be why you don't communicate something. I mean, well, this is an Ophiuchus reading, so you might have heavy fire energy in you, right? Ten of Wands in reverse. I feel you releasing some sort of burden or pattern that's been weighing you down. I feel you letting go of that and pushing forward. Perhaps finding another path or another way, right? With that Seven of Wands, it's like you're gonna carve out a different path or a different, like maybe it's not so black and white. Maybe it's not like you have to do it this way or that. There could be another way, right? Eight of Cups, I do see the energy of you walking away from something though. Something that you've invested a lot of time and energy into. With the Temperance in reverse, it's like you lose your temper at this, or you lose your patience on this situation, and you're like, I can't do this anymore. I have to walk away from this. This is driving me fucking crazy, right? Also, that's heavy Sagittarius energy. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, and it's like, I see you focused on your work and like focused on what works as well. Okay. I'm gonna pull some Kali cards. By Ravi Yogini. Face your fears, for it is the right time, and you are ready to overcome them. You will be given the power to fulfill your heart's desires. Embrace your path with confidence. Healing around belonging and abundance is taking place within the soul. You're spiritually protected from toxic energies. Recognize your inner divine badass and commit to your dreams with conviction. Smashana Kali. Life as you've known it will change radically, and this can be a welcome release. Kali is not quiet and subdued in the cremation ground. She is wild and vital. Kali brings energy and aliveness to situations where there would otherwise be none. She brings an end to stagnation that has been depleting your life force. So yeah, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Namaste. I love you guys, and I will see you later.